Hello, welcome to Zwift Games. This is Makuri Madness. And stage one of Zwift Games, this is a sprint race. It's about 19 to 21 minutes long in the advanced category. This is the third time I've done this. First time I got dropped after about 6 minutes. That was a very fast pace, far too fast for me. Second time did okay with it yesterday. We were a bit slower at 21 minutes. And I'm going to have a third attempt today. Thought I'd grab the screen recording. Got a lot of friends in here. Got Ian Brown. We have Leyland in here. We have Lee Cassidy. We have Stephen Purvis. So there's some familiar faces in this race, and it's a slightly smaller crowd. Monday had over 130. So let's see how we get on. A wise friend once told me, I think it was Jonathan Huber, but a wise friend once told me, apologies if it wasn't, and I've miscredited this, but in Category A, when you're riding with faster racers, it's all about taking rest when you can, not taking rest when you want. And from my experience of this race on Monday, this is a 15-minute, well, it's certainly a 10-minute smash fest until the hill, but really this is a 20-minute all-out effort, hence the name sprint race. I wasn't prepared, absolutely wasn't prepared for this on Monday, so I've mentally now kind of got myself into the mindset, get on the nose of the saddle and just put power down for as long as I can, and as I say, rest when you can, not rest when you want. So just hit the 5-minute mark, just under 300 watts for 5 minutes. It's not a particularly hard effort, but it's certainly a hard start. And the question is, how long is this going to go on for? We're a quarter of the way through the race, and I've seen a number of these races just hold this pace for the full 20 minutes, even down the hill. So the trick is on these -1s, just grab a little bit of rest, but you've got to keep pedaling and maybe just drop ever so slightly into zone 2, but really it's more of a zone 3 recovery. And then as you come up to the roadblock where the road pitches back up and flat, that's kind of when you can move up, push forward. Here we go, like just a bit of a push there to move forward. You only get one aero power up in this race. If you can, or if I can, I'm going to save this till the very end. But if I feel like I need it, here's a 400 watt push, there you go. But if I feel like I need the power up to stay attached, I will use it. coming up to the arcade, and there's a little attack starting there. Brown looks to chase it. There's always something funny that happens during the arcade. I don't know whether it's I said before on some videos, I don't know if it's the carpet that rolls a bit like dirt, or the twists and turns mean the draft disappears. But it is hard, and there you go. There's been a while since I've ridden with Lee. Hi Lee. Good fun to ride with you, but not when you make attacks like that. Now there's 3 off the front, and now it's starting to get a little bit more dangerous. Yep, so Brown and Cassidy are in that group ahead. Yeah, there's plenty of us to work together. Lee's doing 6 watts a kilo back there. Ian Brown's doing 5. And they've got a bit of a gap. And after a few backwards and forwards messages, we start to reel them back in. So just on that ramp, well, very small ramp. There we go, back together again. 10 minutes through, so halfway through the race. My average power has come down, so the pace hasn't stayed as high as it has in other races. You know, I've seen other races where this would still be at 310, 300 watts. And here we go, there's another attack. Not sure who started that, I'm too far back. Kind of just grabbing some rest. There's 2 going off out there. 10 minutes to go, 9 minutes to go. It's a long way, and there's a downhill. I think we'll be okay as long as nobody else bridges across to join that. I think we can chase that down. So I'm not going to panic. Here we are approaching the downhill section. So I made it this far on 270 watts. Can get a little bit of rest down here. Depends on who keeps pushing at the front. But if we can make it down here, 6 kilometers left. If we can kind of get down here, the end will be within reach. And reeling in that first, one of the riders, they weren't able to stick together, so we're bringing this racer back. But there is someone off the front I think at this point in the race has probably secured first place there. We do have Makuri bump. There we go, we bring them back. Now coming up to Makuri, there's 2 kilometers, so it's about 3 minutes, maybe 3.5 minutes from here. And it's, yeah, someone's already going at the front. This is where it's going to get difficult. It's a race to the front now. It's a race to the line. People are making a move. I've got out of the saddle. I'm very fatigued, but you know, you've got to treat the top of Makuri like the finish line. And another tip for this one, yeah, it's a nice short climb, but you want to be building the power. The top is a bit steeper than the bottom. You can see on the mini-map it doesn't start spreading out until you start sort of going around this left-hand bend, and maybe a little bit longer. The other 40 kilometers an hour. It doesn't get dangerous till now. If you look at the mini-map, you can see it starting to spread out now. So what you want to do here is you want to be building power, and you can see I go up to 700 watts to build power. Rather than putting it down too early, I get the momentum over the top. I eased off a little bit too much there. And yeah, because you can do all the work, and if you don't get the momentum over the top, you can be dropped even after having done the work. So yeah, momentum is your friend. Get that power over the top. Don't worry too much about going into that climb too fast. Get out to that climb faster. Here we go, kilometre left. My legs are shattered after that climb. I'm tail gunning. Now I'm doing 62, 61 kilometres an hour here. On a good fresh day, I think the way to win this sprint is to come flying through the back of everybody as they hit this speed bump. Because if you have a look, speeds will drop to 45 kilometers an hour in a second. And if you could come flying through at 60 with your aero, they don't have a chance of catching you. But I'm very fatigued. My mind doesn't want to launch. I've moved to the front here just to have a look. 300 kilometers. I go. I think I've just become the lead out for everybody. I can't quite hit 4 figures. 800 watts is all I've got. Yeah, there goes 2 flying past me. And how many times do I do this? I coast across the line and lose 3 or 4 spaces. Just completely ran out of legs. I'll take a top 10. You know, it's something addictive about this race. I do feel I could have got a little bit of a better result there. Maybe launched slightly later. A bit more of a jump, a bit more impulsive. And just launch to the back. And as I say, if you've got the legs left after a race like that, I really think if you come down into that bridge at 60 kilometers an hour, the riders in front of you are going to drop to 45 kilometers an hour. So, I think there's a real good opportunity to get the jump on everybody there. But you've got to have the mental fortitude and the legs to be able to go long. That'll be about a 35, 40 second sprint. So great racing with everybody. Nice to see, a friendly crowd there. And thanks for watching.